Hello again, Gooners. How many times should I say hello? I'm not too sure. This is a very impromptu version of the Loose Cannon, number 51, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of things been going on since the last time I joined you, or you joined me. Bit of both going on, I think. But what do you think about the sign, eh? It's not bad, is it? This is my portable Emirates Stadium N5 Arsenal Football Club, the Loose Cannon sign. Just so you know, now you know. I thought I'd tell you anyway about it. Well, one thing I don't have to tell you about is Alex Song, of course, departing the club on not the best of terms. Do I think he was lazy? I think you know the answer to that if you've read my blog. I was never his biggest fan, let's say that. Although I think he was a solid player, good positionally. I didn't think he offered us an awful lot. Not as much as he thought anyway. I thought he was, indisciplined. That word's been bandied about quite a lot. I think he was indisciplined. I think sometimes his passing went a bit awry, let's say. It was hit and miss as far as passing was concerned. I think he was a good passer of the ball, but not a great passer. He's never ever going to be like a Cesc Fabregas. That was never going to happen, and he'd never come close to playing that kind of role in the team. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens to him at Barcelona. Is he going to turn into a Didier Deschamps type? I know Didier Deschamps didn't play for Barcelona, but he was labelled a water carrier by Eric Cantona, and he was a good water carrier though. Can Alex Song be a good water carrier? Not sure. If he's got a huge ego, no, he won't really do as well as he could do at Barcelona. I know that's not our concern, but in a sense it is, because how do we keep these guys' feet on the ground when they start thinking they're better than what they actually are? I think that's what's happened with Alex Song, and I think the club had no choice but to sell. £15 million for a player valued at £5 million by some is a good bit of business. Okay, let me nail my colours to the mast here. I thought he's worth about £12 million because I could see he's got value for the team. He had a certain value because, he was versatile as well, reasonably good in the air, not particularly quick, but not slow. And people didn't make a mug of him by any means. So I'm a tad disappointed that he's gone, but not really. If he was coming into training or not coming into training with a serious attitude problem, the club had no option but to sell, in my opinion. So well done to Arsenal Football Club, getting rid of dead wood. As I put in my recent article, he was so laid back, he was horizontal by the end, by the sound of things. So had to go. Robin van Persie too. I was last season, obviously, I was among his biggest fans, I suppose, but only for one season. Apart from that, I was never overly impressed with Robin van Persie. I thought we had a huge amount of potential, some of which he showed. Obviously, last season he was the best player in the Premier League. His fellow professionals voted him as that, and he was well deserving of the award. And generally speaking, we had some good service from Robin van Persie. Let's make no bones about it. But his attitude was pretty good as well, unlike Alex Song. And I was pleased with his contribution. Who wouldn't be? But with a year to run on his contract, if he wasn't going to sign, we had to let him go. And I think it was disappointing to sell to our so-called title rivals. But realistically, are we going to be in with a title shout? I suggest the answer to that is probably not. I think we can win a cup this year, but whether we'll win the title, as I said, I think it's a bridge too far, bearing in mind the kind of financial clout that Manchester City still have. That they haven't been that busy on the transfer front, but signing Jack Rodwell is it kind of gives you an idea that they're looking to the future. Jack Rodwell, not necessarily a shoe-in for the whole season, but a very good player and the sort of player I wanted Arsenal to sign. Phil Jagielka, interestingly, is a player I'd love us to sign, but I don't think that's going to happen. And we've missed out on Kevin Mirallas, of course, who's joined Everton. He cited the reason for that decision being that he's going to get more game time at Everton. And that, of course, is the case with Nuri Sahin, who looks destined to join Liverpool. That's one of the reasons. The other reason being that we weren't going to contribute quite as much money to the players' wages as Liverpool are going to do. They're going to pay, I think, 70% of £120,000 a week. I'll let you do the maths on that. But Arsenal obviously offering less than that, so clearly Real Madrid wouldn't prefer him to join us just to get more game time. And then the other thing, not just get more game time, to get the chance of playing in the Champions League, that's what I meant to say. So yeah, he would have got more game time in the Champions League. But what about the Premier League? Probably not. You never know with Arsenal. I mean, he has a lot of faith in Abu Diaby. Personally, I haven't got an awful lot of faith in Diaby at all. I think he's overrated, and he'll end up being another Alex Song, or possibly worse, because we probably won't cash in a big way on him. So not too happy with our midfield. Quite happy with our strike force, even though they were shooting blanks against Sunderland. I'm happy with Podolski. I've got patience with Olivier Giroud. He's asked for patience. He's going to get it from me, because the guy will score goals. I've got no doubt about it. Podolski as well. We've improved the squad, in particular up front. Midfield, I think we need one or two additions, and in defence it's always nice to bring somebody in. And goalkeeper, of course, I'd love us to bring a goalkeeper in, but Chesney's kept a clean sheet first game of the season. Can't complain about that, can we? So all in all, got to be reasonably happy given some of the results that were more than a bit unexpected at the weekend. What with Manchester United losing, we're a point ahead of them already, and the same goes for Spurs. But really, it's Manchester City's title again. I think this season. I said it last season prior to the commencement of all the action and the football and so forth. So I'm saying the same again. So before I start tripping over my words with a very very much unscripted version of the loose cannon, I'll say goodbye and hasta la vista and all the rest of it. And normal service, as far as I'm concerned, probably going to be resumed. He says hopefully sort of mid-September. So until then, I'll just do these sort of emergency loose cannons when I feel the need, or can actually find the time, because it's been a bit hectic without going into details. I'm sure you'd like me to do that, but then again, perhaps you wouldn't. But anyway, I'll even start reading stuff to you again, because some of you are missing the whole Jackanory thing. That's coming back in September, hopefully. All right, until the next time, up the Gooners.